Everyone to our Chanukah edition of Learning in the Office Weekly. Big schus, big merit, a big opportunity, a big up to the Chanukah souls lighting up our special winter days. Chaim, everyone. So here we are. We are learning right now, holding in the beautiful Siyum of Hilchos Chanukah. It's a big thing that we started early, so that we can actually finish the halachas in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch with the underneath part as well, with the extra notes. And it's not a small thing to finish something, because up until now we've been going through halachas of different Yom Tovim and Zmanim and other interesting Shmoneh Esrei, but it's hard to complete all the halachas because there's a time frame. But today is Erev Chanukah Mamish, and tonight we're lighting the first candle. And we're able to now finish halachas, please God, if everything goes smooth the next half an hour. Okay, let's go. Kaf. Shemen. It says in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Siman 139. Shemen shenisha b'menorah la'acha ha'chanukah keina pesilas. Any of the oil which is left in the menorah after Chanukah, oisa lehem medorah sufan. We should it's called, one should make a fire and burn them. So the way my Rebbe does it, and please God, I'm thinking about going, I'm not sure 100%, but going there tonight to watch him light the first night, or at least some point in the Chanukah, and he does a very holy adlaka. And then what's even more special is at the end of Chanukah, he does Zos Chanukah tish. And Zos Chanukah is the climax, the 8th day of Chanukah. It's a big day for us personally, but BORUCH for Am Yisrael, it's a chasima. It's a sealing of everything we did in Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, even including Elul, which is when we started learning the halachas of the Zmanim. So it's a siyum of everything we've been learning and everything we've been davening for, and really this new Tafshin Pei Hey goes into full gear after Chanukah, especially Zos Chanukah. And the general world is beginning a new year, so there's new opportunities. We put out a post for 2025, 5785. It's important that we should realize the burning of the wicks is like a culmination. We've taken all the 36 wicks that we lit this Chanukah. Please God, we're starting tonight with the first, and we have another 8 shamoshim, which is another 8 candles. 36 plus 8 is 44. We said that's the Mesiras Nefesh, the dam, and it's Gematria dam, 44. But the 36 is Lamed Vav Neiris, is Lamed Vav Masechta, is Lamed Vav Tzadikim, Lamed Vav Shas, of Shabbos, of Ad Marisha, and there's a lot of oris what the Lamed Vav is. And we take those candles and we all the leftover parts and all the oil and the leftover wicks, and we light them all in one big fire. So in my Rebbe, we put them all together in one giant pot, and we sing like Bayachai kind of songs, like a Madura, like it's Maron, like Lag Boma, and we light the whole thing, and it goes a big fire even in the ulam, and we push it away because it gets very smoky. But while we're doing that, we've had a few lachaims of punch, very strong alcohol, and everyone starts singing, and it's a very Leibidik moment. I actually have the Zera Shimshon that night, so I'm going to have to sort of rush out at some point. But the goal is for me to be there at that prime time moment where we're with our adlaka and everything. And the idea is you light them. Now, what I do personally, if I can't get to my Rebbe's Zos Chanukah tish and do this whole adlaka, is each individual can go onto the mapeset take a coffee tin or one of those tins that you don't mind burning, like something metal, and you put all the wicks inside, put a bit of oil in and light it, and it should burn very quickly. But the concept is you're bringing a culmination of all the oiris, all the light on this special climax day of Zos Chanukah, the climax of Chanukah. So we're starting Chanukah tonight with already in mind the climax. It's a most of vHodah. It's an ore, according to Beit Hillel, that keeps growing. So you have to realize it starts off, one candle, and it grows. The light of Chanukah grows and grows. And that's how we should try to always live, like growing and Aliyah. We should always head towards Aliyah, going up and up and up. Here we go. And also with fire, with passion for Hashem. Why are you burning them? Al pi halacha, not just al pi all the different deep things I just said. We're doing it because they're now set aside for the mitzvah, and you can't use them for any other purpose. You can't carry that leftover shemen that you already set aside for Hanukkah. Now, the only way out is if you make a stipulation. We're going to see that in a second. Asa lahanas men, you're not allowed to derive benefit from them. Like we learned already, you're not allowed to benefit from the Hanukkah candles. You're also not allowed to benefit from the leftover shemen and wicks. There's certain kedusha. They're like mikdash, like mukdash. Like I had in mind today when I took my shemen zayis, I had in mind it's for Hanukkah, and I'm going to use it all because it was only a small amount. If I get another one, then I'm going to have in mind. We're going to see now. You have to make a stipulation. He's not setting aside the remainder of the oil wicks to be used only for the mitzvah. So that's something we have to make an agreement with us and Hashem that whatever's left over should be not set aside and should be able to be used for other mitzvahs like Shabbos or Stam Shemen Zayis if you need it for something. If it's not the only lighting one, I tried. Actually, tonight I'm using some regular Shemen Zayis because for some reason I didn't get around to buying my. In the past, I used to get a gift from BORUCH from the community there. They would give us some Shemen Zayis.
It's ideal to use just pure oil and no wick.
Yeah,
that's the best.
Yeah, fathers and older boys tried to do that.
Even the one they sell.
And the younger ones, you should just candles. Candles is fine.
But like the ones they sell that are oil, but they're like they're already like in those plastic.
Or pre-made is fine also. Same thing.
This should be oil. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's the main thing because those ones that are made already, it's very nice because they've done the job for you. The only problem is I've had an experience with those pre-made ones that sometimes they don't burn so good.
Burn out long. They
burn
fast.
Yeah, so I try. Thank God I have a menorah I got from my great grandmother. I don't know, some old silver thing, and I managed. It's one of the few things I got out from London, and I found some cups. The only cups that would fit in it, and it's like the Nace. I found these cups years ago. They just about fit. It looks like they're falling over, but they somehow fit in. I squeeze them in, and then every year.
My grandfather's menorah from Romania.
Wow.
Silver.
Wow. Yeah. So it's a bit old, and it's not like the most beautiful thing, but it's very sentimental for me. So I light from it, and the cups are pretty black because I can't probably find another set of cups that's exactly like that. But it does the job and the mitzvah, and I enjoy it, and I use some. The kudah is that you should make sure the leftover wicks, shemen zayis, if you haven't made a stipulation that it's not mekudash, then you have to burn it at the end of Hanukkah, Zos Chanukah. And that was the whole deep explanation that we said that's why you take it out to Mepes and burn it, or you go to my Rebbe and put it in his big tub there, and everyone burns it together. It's like a BORUCH experience. It's very powerful. I'm going to go Bnei Yissacher this year. That for sure I'm going to go to Bnei Yissacher. But I would like to go to my Rebbe tonight for lighting, but I don't know, the thought of getting buses, and it's not so simple. I don't want to schlep my wife and to leave my family alone. I don't know. I have to make a decision at some point. Kol Shmoneh Yimei Chanukah. During all 8 days of Chanukah, Omrim b'Shmoneh Asar Al Hanissim. We recite Al Hanissim. This is going to connect into what we're going to learn in a minute, Chassidus. For all the miracles during Shemoneh Esrei and the blessings of Modim, we gratefully thank you. We thank Hashem. It's a big part of Hanukkah, the vHodah, the vHodah, the Halav vHodah. Im Shachach Lo Yamru. What happened if you forgot to say Al Hanissim? Before you said the Shem Havaya, if you remembered, then you can say it again Al Hanissim. But from there, Birkas HaTov Shimcha, from the blessing of Tov Shimcha, the name, when you've already said the Shem Havaya, Chozem Etzchil Al Hanissim. He goes back and begins Al Hanissim, and usually play continues from there. So before you said the Shem Havaya, so then you go back to Al Hanissim. But once, Im lo nizka ad acha sha'ama es Hashem, said the Shem Havaya, Shem Hashem, goyme et zabocha eina choyzeh. They'll say with Birkas Hamazon, and when I say Birkas Hamazon, you can add a special tefillah at the end, a special Al Hanissim hasafta, you can add it in at the end of benching as well, in the harachamans. But basically the idea is, once you've said Shem Havaya in the bracha of Modim, or in benching, it's no delacha. Once you said the Shem Havaya at the end of the bracha, then it's too late.
Like, in addition to Al Hanissim, there's something else to say?
No, that's the main thing. Yeah. It's just if you forget, then there is a harachaman Al Hanissim, special one in the Birkas Hamazon. But when I say there's no way of making it up, you missed it, and it's not something you can fix. It's gone. And I think the understanding is because it's not like Yalav Yovel, like Rosh Chodesh, you have to daven again, or it's a different kind of din, because Chanukah is like, it's not a chag, it's not a yom tiv, where it's chiyuvi, like a non-malacha, and so it doesn't have that kind of power to mean that if you have to daven Hol Shemon Esrei again or anything. If you miss it, you miss it. But what I would say that's even more of an opportunity, because this is where the Rabbanim, it's not a Deraisa holiday, it's a Rabbanim holiday. The rabbis brought it, it's Torah Shabbat Peh. So the concept is that you want to be in a state of mind where you want to thank Hashem. You want to say Al Hanissim, not because you have to, because you want to. It should come from a real place of thanks. That's what I'm getting at. Anyway, so it says underneath, the principle being set aside for mitzvah use has been explained previously in regards to the sukkah. So similar kind of hatna, tanai, you'd say with the skach, you'd also say it's not set aside for only to be skach if you want to use it for something else. Or like it's more to do, I suppose, with the noise sukkah. Yeah. Anyway, the indication of Mishnah Berurah says underneath is that the only amount of oil that was needed for the actual mitzvah requirement is subject to the muktzah prohibition. In fact, the stipulation will not even be effective in order to permit the use of that oil. On the other hand, the oil that is not needed for the first hour is totally permissible, and even if one did not stipulate, the oil that remains after half hour is not muktzah, and it may be used. Nevertheless, it's preferable to stipulate beforehand, because you're in this situation, why not say the stipulation? Remember, by declaring that if the flame goes out after half hour, it intends to use the remaining oil for other purposes. It pertains only to the oil in the menorah. The oil left in the bottom of which the oil in the menorah is poured is certainly permitted without any stipulation. Okay, so according to this, you don't have to worry about the oil in the bottle. It's when you've set it aside for Chanukah, and that's for the half an hour. That's where it has the kedusha. After that, there's more room. But nevertheless, still better to make the stipulation. And generally, we just try to use it all and burn it all after the end of Chanukah. We have Shefa, Baruch Shem, of Shem and Zayas and everything. Okay, if one realizes that error before completing Shema Esrei, may recite Al Hanissim before he recites a verse of Lirotzen. Okay, so that's a nice thing. I didn't know that. So at the end of Shema Esrei, you can make up for the Al Hanissim. According to this explanation, that's good news. That means there is a make-up for Shema Esrei by saying at the end of Shema Esrei in Yirotzen. Kol Shmones Yemei Chanukah Gemorin Etz Hallel. All 8 days of Chanukah finish the Hallel. Ein Omim Lo Tachanun. Don't say Tachanun. V'lo Elach Chapayim. Don't say Elach Chapayim. Lo Lamnat Seach. Don't say Lamnat Seach. This is all in Shachris, yeah? V'lo Sitkot Chasedek. This is on Shabbos. Don't say, and also Tachanun would be Mincha as well. Don't say Sitkot Chasedek, which is Mincha on Shabbos. Din Halal base Oval Ratzilom Ma'ayin. So we have to see that. That's a separate halacha. Okay, let's see underneath. See it with the following sentence. So by the way, so when you do that extra makeup Shemona Esrei, unless there is a special lotion, so look in your siddur if it has it. Okay, so all those things you don't say because it's a days of Simcha. vHodah, Kohen b'chol yom Tulsa Gavra. And every day Hanukkah, 3 people are called up to the Torah, from the Torah, Korbanos Siyum, Shepashas Naso. So you read the Korbanot, and we mentioned this already, from Parshas Naso. This is the Siyum, the leaders of the tribes. Each day they bring a Korban, and we're going to read the Kriyas Torah each day from a different tribe, from all the way from vHodah through to the, it's vHodah, YITZCHAK, Zvulun. That's the first 3 days. Connected Nisan. It's also connected Chodoshim. You can have in mind that all of each Chodesh, Rosh Chodesh Nisan is vHodah, Nachshon ben Avinadav. He was a Nasi, and you go through to YISRAEL Zvulun, and that's Iyar and Sivan, and then you read Reuven, Shimon, Gad. That's Chodesh Tammuz, Av, and Elul, and then you read again the last 2 days. You read Ephraim, which is Tishrei, and the Chodesh, the Nasi of Ephraim, and then you read the prince of Chodesh MASHA on the 8th day, which is Chodesh Cheshvan, and you include in that last Korbanah, you read all the other Nasiim, which is MASHA, from Shevet Menashe, tribe of MASHA, all the way through to Binyamin, to Dan, and Asher, Naphtali, and That's the other 5. So you read 5 princes on the last day to Mashlim, the 8th day with the 12 tribes in completion. And so the Biyom Rishon Metchilas Hakohen, you read Min V'hi Biyom Mekadas Moshe. It's a bigger beginning the first day. It opens up with a whole Hagdama, Alachanach Sabayas, until the words of dedication of the altar. Levi V'hi Makri Biyom Rishon, and then you actually bring the Korban on the first day on Levi, Ad Malekatoris, until the words Malekatoris, Yisrael Parachad. And for the Eliyahu of Yisrael, we begin with 1 bull, Ad Ben Aminadav, and that's, remember, the first day is Nachshon Ben Aminadav. B'Yom HaSheni, on the second day, Hanukkah, Kohen Levi B'Yom HaSheni, and then such and such. So it's more simple. Each day from then on is second, and the Levi would be, and the Levi also, and Yisrael B'Yom Shlishi. So that's, I think there's different minhagim about that, depending on where you are. As opposed to Chetzi Halo, which Chodesh, in which 2 parts of the time. So remember, on Chanukah we say the whole Halo. Send to the Torah to recite the blessing called Aliyah. Of days divided between them. General halachas, we're getting the reading from Torah and those are set out in a different simon. Simon 23. B'chein Kol Yom Yom Kohen Levi, in the same day every day. They divide up the first one, and then they read the day that's coming up after. Yom Shmini, on the 8th day, Kohen Yom Shmini, and then on the Levi is, like we said, is divided up. And Yisrael B'tchila B'Yom Tshi, he then begins the 9th day, which is the we said is the Nasi from Binyamin, which is Chodesh Kislev, and you go all the way till the end. The Gorman Kola Seder, we complete the whole parsha. So the Shlishi gets a nice long Aliyah at the end of Hanukkah to mashlim all the tribes, and the end of, and even till the Gam Pashas Balascha, we end off Ad Kain Asa Etz HaMenorah, and we end off with the Kriya about the menorah, which is the beginning of Pashas Balascha, the end of Nassau, Pashas Balascha, and we talk about the menorah in the Torah, obviously Meremes on the Chanukah menorah that we're busy with this whole Chag, and the menorah, the Beis HaMikdash, please God, B'mheir V'yameinu. Shabbos Chanukah, this week, Shabbos Chanukah, it's not so long away, it's already Yom Revi now, so we already said L'chun Ranana and davening, already getting ready for Shabbos, Yom Chamishi, Yom Shishi, and then Shabbos Kodesh, Shabbos Chanukah, this week is Shabbos Chanukah, one time a year, special Shabbos. Moses and Shnei Sifrei Torah, you take out 2 fruits of Torah from the Ark, Kohen, Parshas Shavua. For the first one we see the weekly portion, which this week is Parshas Mekates. Mekates is lots of times mentioned in Mekates, Zos. Remember, it's Zos Chanukah. And it's also the Or of Yosef vHodah. They keep adding on light, as we mentioned before. And that's the first one. You read the Parsha Shavua, Mekates. Shnia Hamafte B'Shel Chanukah Yomo. Second one is the corresponding to that, the day of the Chanukah, which we just mentioned. So this year, Shabbos Chanukah, the first day would be Yom Chamishi, second day Yom Shishi, third day of Chanukah. So it would be the Sheva of Zvulun will come out Shabbos. And my Rebbe, every day of Chanukah, gives a little parish of each tribe, of each day of Chanukah, especially when he does the Hadlacha and lighting. He explains how each candle's connected something, and every year it's something different. The 8 nights of Hanukkah connected different aspects of Shas, and Poskim, and he brings it, always connects it into something, and it's beautiful, and often it's to do with the tribes. That definitely comes up, since that's a big part of the Kriya. So that would be the tribe of Zvulun, and bring the Korban of the Nasi of Zvulun on Shabbos this year. Haftorah Rani V'Simchi, and we read a special Haftorah, sing and be glad, very happy Haftorah, about Or V'yesh Od Shabbos Achad. If there's another Shabbos during Hanukkah, Haftorah B'Malchus Neres Shlomo, then we read about the Malachim of Neres Shlomo, and that's in Malachim. Rosh Chodesh Teves Chol. Now what happens when Rosh Chodesh falls out during the week? Mos and Shnei Sifrei Torah, the Rishon Tulsa grab, there are 3 people to read from the Sefer Torah b'Shal Rosh Chodesh, and then the 4th one, Sefer Torah Shnia, that would be the second Torah, the Sefer Torah Shnei Chanukah Yomo. So this year it's going to fall out, I believe, is on a Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday, so it'll be near the end of Chanukah, and that's the last part. And we said they'll probably read the Nasi of Ephraim, I think, Rosh Chodesh. So you read the Kriya of Rosh Chodesh first before reading the Kriya of Hanukkah. Okay, it's almost near the last parts of the halacha. Baruch Hashem, Shoinu, just trying to finish this off. Simcha Kaimelan, and it's established rule Tadeh She'enu Tadeh when you have two mitzvahs that are more common. So Tadeh Kodim. So what's the Tadeh Kodim? What's the more common one? So Rosh Chodesh, you read first the Rosh Chodesh Kriya, and when it falls out Chanukah, and then you read the Chanukah Kriya afterwards. In the Kriya Torah. If they aired and began the reading with the passage of Chanukah, and they did not begin reading, but they all already recite the blessed Torah. So you just carry on reading the Chanukah one. It's not like a terrible thing, even though Rosh Chodesh should come first for Kriya Torah. And all the Gomer Kriya also should finish reading when he's reading. After we read the Rosh Chodesh, in the Sharm Rosh Chodesh. If they read the Rosh Chodesh passage from the Sefer Torah as proper, but they also read the Eliyahu of the fourth verse from Rosh Chodesh. So they're taking out one Sefer Torah, they not read the additional passage of Hanukkah. Sefer Torah would be a zilzul for the Surah. So Amul Pasulhu, and people should not say that it's invalid, that second Torah. So then there's an extra aliyah added by mistake. And after the fifth aliyah they say Chatzi Kaddish. Okay, it's very unusual. I've never seen anyone make a mistake like that, Baruch Hashem, so we shouldn't know about it. Rosh Chodesh Tevis Shabbos. Now what happens if Rosh Chodesh falls out on Shabbos? This year, no. It's a very special thing. We bring out 3 Sifrei Torah. This year we're only bringing out 2 Sifrei Torah Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh, but if they come together, then it's 3 Sifrei Torah. Because the first one you read the Parsha of the Shavua, like we just learned before. There's 6 people are called to read from the first Sefer Torah. Parsha Shavua, Shnei Shvi, the second Sefer Torah you read Rosh Chodesh, that's the 7th aliyah. But Tchila and Yom Shabbos, you begin with Yom Shabbos, and V'omim Chetzi Kaddish, say Chetzi Kaddish. Shlishi Mafter, then you read the Kriya Shel Chanukah. And there's apparently a very huge Eitzon. This year we don't have such a setup, but in those years we do. You should know that those 3 Sefer Torah bring a lot of Kedusha. Every time we bring out Sefer Torah, it brings Kedusha, but 3 of them, it's like a Chazaka, it's very strong. Yeah, that's the mistake. Okay, the main thing is prophesying the miracle. So we don't read the Rosh Chodesh Haftorah, we read the Chanukah Haftorah, because the whole point of Chanukah is to Mefasumi Nisa. So even though there's this rule of Tadeh Kodim, however, when only one mitzvah could be performed, if faced with a question which of the 2 mitzvahs should be performed, other factors taken into account. So Tadeh Kodim does not always override. So in the case of Chanukah, we read the Haftorah always of Chanukah. And that's the Indian of Pasumi Nisa. Advertise the miracle, that's the energy of the time. Okay, and we end off the Hilchos Chanukah with a very big chizuk, because hopefully I'm going to make at least some sort of Chanukah bias. I want to mention that I messaged 3 Tzaddikim of the generation. 2 of them were here Motzi Shabbos, and a lot of the Olam went, and one of them was even in a frat the Sunday, and it was a big bahala about his shira, in Shira David. And the first one was with Moshe Weinberger. I sent him a WhatsApp, and I got a beautiful voice note from him, as busy as he is, and it was very personal and very appreciated. The second, I emailed with YY Jacobson, with Yosef Yitzhak Jacobson, and he's the kind of person who's incredibly busy and apparently has stopped responding generally to emails. Min Hashamayim, I had an email which he responded to from years ago, so I used that email that I emailed back. So I already had a response from him, so maybe it would continue that conversation, and it worked. He sent me back a beautiful email, and quite a long email. And the third tzaddik I reached out to was Rafishal Shechter. These are all tzaddikim in America. Rafishal Shechter is a very underrated tzaddik. He's a talmid of one of my rebbeim, and Moshe Wilson, and he gives beautiful shirim, very big chizuk and Amunah and Ashkach Pratis and Derech of the Baal Shem, and I get a lot of chizuk from his path. I had the merit to meet him many times, and he also sent me an email response. So all 3 tzaddikim within like a day all responded to me. I was very excited that you have to reach out to righteous people. You have to give them an opportunity to connect to you and not assume that they're too busy. And Baruch Hashem.
Very smart, very smart.
I got chizuk from all of them. They were davening for my family, and one of the things I mentioned this next halacha, the 15th of Shvat, Rosh Chodesh Shana le'ilanis, ein omen bo tachanun. We don't say tachanun, Nogin harpas bomine peres ilanis. It's customary on that day to take many types of fruits. So already Rosh Chodesh Shvat is in the middle of Shovavim, a special time. Hanukkah goes, the aura of the fire from Yosef brings us into this month of Shovavim. So Hanukkah doesn't just end. It continues the fire into Shovavim. And Shovavim has a special chag within it, Tu Bishevat. Tu Bishevat is the special chag within, usually Pashas Bashalach or YISRAEL. We read in the middle of Shovavim, and we have Hanukkah igniting our spark within, and then Tu B'Shvat is already the beginning. The sap starts to rise in the trees. There's already life coming back into the world, a new energy, even more revealed through the Peiros, the Ilan, the fruits of the trees, the fruits of our Ma'isim Tovim. And Baruch Hashem, I'm hoping to make a Bli Neder some sort of Hanukkah Sabayis. And so whoever wants to give a bracha and partake, either through just Baruchnius, if anyone in person wants to come, let me know. My wife told me, oh no, I don't know if we'll be ready by then. We just moved in. She's a bit nervous about it, but so I'm not 100% sure it will be Al Shalom Bayis practical. But nevertheless, I put it out there, and I got a lot of brachas already from Tzaddikim. And let's first start with the Tzaddikim, and we'll see with the Chevra who's going to be invited and who will come and who will make it happen. But the main point is that we have new energy, new light in the world, and that's Hanukkah, that's Tu B'Shvat, that's Shovavim, that's the Zman we're in right now. There's a lot of opportunity to grow, this Ale to go up and up and up, and it starts with Hanukkah and continues with the Zos Chanukah, the big fire. And Mazel Tov, we finished the learning the halachas of a section of Shulchan Aruch, and now we're going to learn a little bit of Chassidus. There's a deep idea now. When we're lighting the Hanukkah and the menorah, we're not just standing there like, God forbid, like some temple, some foolish guy. Like, it's a deep thing going on. And we've got on the right side a mezuzah, on the left side the Hanukkah, and we've got our tzitzis. Bavav chibur tamana, gematria elef. Aymash ksavti ma'ma ora Torah. So it says the Bnei Yissacher, ma'ma hallel v'hodah. Shem azor, pasuk, v'yesh alav malach melitz, echa mini aleph. I have no idea what it's talking about. Apparently it's from pasuk and Eov. I'm just saying this because it's got Ruchni's Koch over here. Dahi malach domana imay dava nosh misitru desmula. Diksiv yipo misitka aleph. So it's going to fall on the side of the left, 1,000. Who sitru desmula ksiv besrei v'rava minach. Kidei kedusha bochu ama padeo maredet shachas. I have no idea what this all means. What I'm just saying is that there's a tremendous koch. We're lighting, we're standing there with the ner, the Hanukkah, the tzitzis, the mezuzah. There's tremendous awe, and we're bringing down a lot of negative energy around us. Is falling with the koch, the kedusha of these mitzvahs of the ner Hanukkah, the mezuzah, the tzitzis. There's a tremendous kedusha going on, and we should realize that that's what's happening when we're lighting. We're surrounded by mitzvahs, and that brings down a lot of negative energy. So it shouldn't have any koach with us, and it brings down a kedusha and takes down all these negative forces. Like we want all the forces surrounding our mitzvah should be taken down as well. That reminds me we have to dedicate our learning to the soldiers, MASHA Ben Sarah, and our other brother's son as well, and all the soldiers on Yisrael, Shashmer Eliyahu, and we should realize we have also Mamlechas Kohen. We're all Kohenim, we're all soldiers on a certain level with our Avodah and our work in our office and trying to elevate everything back to Hashem. Yesh nusach vHodah chuf chaf hey tevis minyan Kohenim. So when we're adding in Al Hanissim, this is based on the Kabbalists. Yeah, the Kohenim is the gematria of 125. Lo nadali nusach chusav. Ani afresh with nusach shebidenu minag b'nei Ashkenaz omer k'fi nusach shebidenu vHodah zamach beis tevis. Hine ad sof tevis lahodas who peitet tevis minyan Hanukkah. She needs the hodas. So Hanukkah is a whole connection and the amount of words that we're going to say on in Al Hanissim with Modim and Achnulach all the way through. There's a certain amount of letters that are connected to Hodah and Hanukkah, and the whole point is to give thanks and to connect in the Hallel, the Shimcha Godel, to praise the great name. Chutz Hodah Chadash Mechayvin Gam Kein Lo Mahalo Ne'emar B'chol Modim. So this is even in a certain way a special, a new kind of thanks. As we mentioned before, you're not obligated to go back. Now that you can make up for it because of Mazon and Shemona Esrei, and we said in the quiet part, at the end of Shemona Esrei or in Ala Rachman's and Birkas Hamazon can make up for the Hanissim, but it's not. You don't have to go back and begin the tefillah again because it's not chiyuvi, but it has a chiddush, has a newness. The praising of Hashem during Hanukkah has a certain freshness to it. It's different to Yom Tov. It's a different kind of Hallel. It's 8 days in the middle of the week. You're busy, and yet you're saying Hallel, the full Hallel, and you're bringing down a tremendous awe. A lot of the light that's in the menorah, said Rassi Meiselberg many years ago. He said, I heard him say, he said that the light in the menorah, you only start to experience it during Hallel on the next day in Shacharis. Then you start to internalize the oiris that you saw the night before, the 30 minutes you sat by the menorah. You start to internalize those tremendous lights that come down of Hallel vHodah, of thanking and praising Hashem. Hine bekodnes chadiyesh samik beis tevis min Hallel hodas Bnei Yissacher saif nusach al Hanissim hine yesh bevav yud vav tevis teven kafed ribi or kitov hainu shemachshivin tevis tov berubi hainu tes pamim vav hunen beis pamim nun dalet. It all shows you all these. There's all these cheshbonos with the osius and the tevis. And what this teaches us, there's it's all from Kabbalah. There's tremendous oiris going on when we're lighting the Hanukkah and saying Hallel vHodah the next day in Shacharis. I'm not going to read it all because it's mamish Kabbalah. What I will say is that Derech Peshat says underneath, Hashem megabel amala min hateva. So one of the things what happens during Hallel with the Nissim, the whole Indian of Nissim and Nes, is you go above Teva, above nature. You have a power to go above the natural cause. The 8 days is 8 is above 7. 7 is nature. 8 is above. The whole Hanukkah is a experience of Nes and a miracle. And we're going above Teva. So we have ability to really to function in a way that Hashem's going to take over everything and bring down the miracles, bring down the Shefa, bring down everything we need. And that's the tremendous awe of Hanukkah. The Bnei Yissacher is discussing this in deep ways. And once again, if you want to open it up yourself, you see how deep it is. A lot of Kabbalah, a lot of Panemius. And it's good to know there's tremendous awe. It's very humbling when you look at it as well, because you see how high this man is. We mentioned Ben Yochanan. We're going to mention Masya, Ben Yochanan, Kohen Gadol. We have to think about whether in the Hodah and Purim, we've mentioned Mordechai Ben Yoeh. Yeah. So he's going to explain what's this whole idea of mentioning these Siddiqim in the Hallel, in the Hodah, Modim. I remember when we say Musaf, we also say Al Hanissim, and because of Muslim, we say it quite a lot, Al Hanissim. And the idea is that there was a certain Avodah of a Veirag Lishma. It's a very deep concept. Bitul Matzah say Deraisa Vasil Hashem Shemaim. It's a very high concept. We know with Mordechai and Esther as well. Esther, there was a certain Kakar Kadomi, certain Indian of Leveir Lishma. So I remember hearing once from a Tzaddik, it's a very, very deep Torah. His name's Sholem Vida. I should probably phone him up. Hanukkah Sameach. He's a Dayan in Belz. He's a Ben Achaben from the Noam Elimelech. And I heard from him this concept of a Leveir Lishma. Apparently the Yochanan and Kohen Gadol, and apparently Masya with Esther, they did some sort of a very lishma. It's a very deep idea, but it's mamtik all the gevuros. It brings down, it sweetens all the judgments. Not that we should ever do such a thing, but the concept is that we should know that the Tzaddikim had a koach, and by us connecting to them to sweeten everything and to get rid of all the negativity. One of the things we'll just end off with, I think is very important to realize, and this is Rav Shlomo Katz mentioned this today, how close we get to Hashem through Hanukkah, how it's such a karvus, it's such a closeness. We don't even have to go anywhere or do anything. Just the light on the menorah and saying hello, just being part of the basic mitzvahs, we're already achieving tremendous closeness to Hashem. One of the things that Rabbi Neiman brings down, that it's the chizuk for all of our mitzvah, for all the types of Jews, Hanukkah. Hanukkah reaches everywhere. Like I'm booking for Nissan Black this Hanukkah. I wish it was other people as well, but right now this year's Hanukkah is Nissan Black. And he's going out to Aruba, he's going out to these places, and he's lighting up these souls with his own energy and awe, but also the awe of Hanukkah. And it's a tremendous koyach to bring awe and inspiration to the lowest places, to the lowest types of souls. And that's the chizuk that we all experience a closeness, no matter who we are. Whenever we're going through, we should feel Hashem's warmth and love during this special time. And we should bring that to our home, especially tonight. We're starting it. Start it in a good way, and continue in that good way throughout the Chag, to bring a lot of happiness, a lot of simcha, a lot of thanks, a lot of thank you Hashem for what we do have. Like our holy brother here said to me, we're rich. In the true way we are. We're truly all very wealthy with ashiras and wealth. To be samech behelka what we do have, and please God that will be mamshich, tremendous bracha and atzlach and everything, and a Hanukkah samech, Chanukah bias, just like we're looking to build our own homes in Eretz Yisrael. Hashem's looking to have His dira tachton, and to have His shechina, and to have the gilui of the menorah and the Beis Hamikdash again, so we can see the pure light of the Beis Hamikdash come and fill up Am Yisrael's hearts and souls and Eretz Yisrael and the world with the aura of Hanukkah, the aura of Mashiach, the aura of Shom Mashiach, the aura of Torah, the aura of our neshamas, and please God we'll be able to zoche to tshuva b'hava b'simcha, and we'll see the shleimus of this golus and to geula b'mehei v'menu amen.